Okay, well, welcome everyone to Dank Dungeon Delves, a group of five guys playing tabletop RPGs online that you can watch and then look at your own group of friends and say, could be worse. Today we're going to be playing Dungeon Crawl Classics. I will be your DM this evening. My name is Dan, and we've got the usual suspects, DJ, Nick, Aaron, and Alex.
Let's try that again.
Like the whole thing?
I don't know. I mean, if
I,
it's that quiet,
I
then
I
probably.
think it's fine, honestly.
I mean, DJ's just gonna cut it out in editing anyway, so like I can
That's
basically
true.
say
You can do it again. You can do whatever
what
you want.
I can say whatever I want because this is a free country.
He's been
Or
The
it
editing
world's
these
used to
ending.
be.
videos
There's no
for
rules.
years.
There's no rules. It's anarchy. Tonight we will be playing Dungeon Crawl Classics, which I'm very excited about. This is one of my favorite non D&D RPGs that I have tried. Um, it is it feels a lot like D&D while simultaneously being a completely different experience. Um, I don't know if you guys want to say anything about it before we jump in.
Your mom's a different.
And with that, we
See,
definitely shouldn't allow it.
and you see, there we go. This is why there's no free speech
That's
allowed.
exactly how this game's gonna go.
Exactly.
I am why we can't have nice things, and I'm not even sad.
So, the way that this game works, like for normal Dungeons and Dragons, right? You roll a character and you write like a 10-page backstory that you send to the DM that they don't actually read, and you just like think and strategize about all these cool things your character's going to do. And DCC says, you know what would be cool is if we didn't do any of that, and what we instead did was make character creation completely random, give people garbage characters that are level 0. They're not even heroes yet. But let's give them like 4 each and then have them all charge into a dungeon that level 1 or 2 heroes should probably be dealing with. And you see who lives, and whoever survives at the end of what they call the funnel um, goes from level 0 to level 1 and then actually gains a class and becomes a hero. So you could become a thief, a warrior, a wizard, or a cleric. This is really old school style. So like halfling is a both a race and a class. So if you roll a halfling at level 0, you just level up to become a halfling and you just become better at being a halfling. I have randomly rolled 16 characters, and each of my players this evening are going to be controlling 4 of them. And the only thing I let them control was what they named them and what their alignment was. So, DJ, do you want to give us a quick introduction of the name and I guess probably profession, just kind of like very quick descriptions of your 4 characters?
My first character is Doc Antle. He is a chaotic beetle. Also, China York, who is a chaotic elven artisan. She is Doc Antle's first wife. They actually live together. She's very nimble, very quick on her feet. Also, Rajani Ferrante, who is a wizard's apprentice.
Can she
Oddly
jump
enough,
over a candlestick?
she cannot. However, she is Doc Antle's second wife.
Jesus. He really leaned into the fucking.
Oh, he leaned in hard.
I leaned in hard.
He leaned in
You
real
went
hard.
all the way.
And my last character is Moksha Baibi, who is a rice farmer and Doc Antle's third wife. So Doc Antle's really looking forward to getting out of the dungeon or wherever it is that we're going today.
With at least one of his wives, preferably.
Well,
If he could get all of them, he would.
He's playing the odds, right? I mean,
Exactly, yeah.
Sure. Nick, please save us with your character introductions.
Yeah, Nick.
well, the first character I have up is a neutral miller or baker named Carol fucking Baskin. And we're just gonna move right on past that, because that is the end of my Tiger King reference.
Oh, thank God.
I have 2 chaotic halfling haberdashers, so if anybody needs any hats, one is named Charles and the other one is named Cat. Lastly, I have Mikey J, the chaotic minstrel.
Now, I was under the impression that haberdashers made more than just hats.
Not these ones.
They also make mistakes.
Indeed, they shall. Aaron.
All right, so I have Donald Trumpet. He is a chaotic nobleman, obviously, and he definitely has the best town, the greatest town that has ever been a town. You can ask anyone; it's a great town. I have Robert Hood, who is a cutpurse, but don't worry, he robs from the rich to give to himself.
Well, but he is poor, right?
Obviously.
So I mean, he is still robbing the rich to give to the poor. He just happens to be one of the poor.
Oh, yeah.
Makes sense.
We have Jonathan Walker, who is a cooper or a barrel maker. He likes to make the barrels and then usually brew some mead to put inside said barrels. And we have MC Dreamer or Mick Dreamer, who is our resident healer.
I saw that name and I wasn't really sure what you were going for there.
I was making the McDreamy reference from Grey's Anatomy.
Yeah, that's a reference that the viewership of a Dungeons and Dragons stream is very likely to get.
Right.
Although putting it in the brainstorm notebook, Grey's Anatomy themed homebrew D&D session. We're gonna workshop that one.
Roll for scalpel.
Roll for having an affair.
Bang each other.
Yeah.
That would be accurate.
Major heart surgery and lots of sex. DJ's kind of game.
I mean, I'm weirdly into it now.
I mean, I'm ready to play it. So
Alex, I'm gonna have you stop the stream so that we can rename this and do a Grey's Anatomy themed Dungeons and Dragons game. Just no preparation, just off the top of the head.
Just like a surgeon on Grey's Anatomy.
I will assume that is how they do it, because I have never seen the show, which would make improving that very difficult.
Sure.
Alec, it does make it your turn.
So I refuse to explain the jokes behind the character names, so good fucking luck. Not really. I have Joe Exotic, the chaotic dwarven rat catcher. I think that one's pretty self-explanatory.
you got a rat catcher.
That's perfect.
And just to be clear, if you're looking for your first character likely to die, he has 1 hit point and shitty abilities in everything except for luck and agility. So, pretty on brand. I have my neutral minstrel, Francis Sinatra, the lawful halfling vagrant, Elijah Wood, and the chaotic dwarven apothecarist, Andrew Pinsky.
Oh my god, I didn't realize that Elijah Wood was a halfling before. It makes so much more sense now.
I mean, he was a halfling for like 3 movies. And with that, these are our 16 victims that we are about to throw into a dungeon, and I hope to the love of God that none of them survive. For long years, you labored in the fields like all the peasants, sweating hot and dirty in the summer, only to shiver under threadbare... Guys, this is a really tough word. Hides when winter came. This year's harvest ended up like all the rest, and autumn's work was hard on old man Roberts. When you visited his bedside at the end, he spoke in labored breaths of constellations that hadn't been seen since he was a young lad. The last time the empty star had risen in the sky, it was more than 50 winters past, he said. Under the light of that strange star, a portal had opened by the old stone mounds. He'd seen jewels in there and fine steel spears and enameled armor, but he'd run when iron men had attacked him. Now old and dying, he wishes he had taken the chance on the life of an adventurer. The empty star is once more rising, and a young man with courage could be more than just another peasant, if only he had taken the chance that old man Roberts couldn't. You're taking that chance. You stand before the monolithic rocks of the old stone mound, under the dark light of a starry sky. The empty star is clear and bright above you. 3 of the large stone blocks lean haphazardly together and form an upright rectangular portal about the size of a man. They seem to be placed directly beneath the star's path. As the empty star ascends to its brightest point, its light catches in the portal, and a shimmering, stone-lined corridor is visible through the stones, but only from one side of the opening. Grasping your pitchfork with white knuckles, you step into the starlit portal, which was not there before today. Thoughts of jewels and scorching wheat fields foremost in your mind. And with that, you're at the entrance.
Yes, but do we have threadbare sheets?
You do have threadbare sheets. Threadbare skins,
Threadbare.
actually, which is interesting because to be threadbare, you normally need to be made of thread or cloth of some kind, which hides are not.
Joe Exotic wants to offer Robert Hood 31 copper pieces to kill Carol fucking Baskins.
I mean,
Robert Hood, would like to see the 31 copper pieces first.
I'd show them to him.
I want to count it. Is it actually 31 or is it like 19?
Oh, it's 31.
2 very specific prime numbers that we're trying to decide.
I would. I'm going to take the 31 copper pieces.
Carol Baskin goes and hides.
Joe Exotic now has 0 copper pieces.
Edit made.
Well,
Take my money and run. Fucking.
I mean, you did just hand your money to, like, the town thief.
Yeah, but maybe he's also the town murderer.
Well, but you don't know. Maybe that murder will occur at a very opportune time.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't say I'd do it right now. I just said I'd do it.
That's right. Fair enough.
Fair enough.
Robert Hood looks at Joe Exotic and is like, yay.
That's not how people around these parts talk.
That's how Robert Hood talks.
He's
You ain't
always
from
been a
around
little
here, are you?
slow.
Yeah, fair enough.
China York is gonna ask Robert if you can really make sure that this happens, we can slip another 20 copper pieces your way.
Milady, it is for sure probably done.
China produces 10 copper pieces and hands them to Robert Hood.
Robert Hood now has 69 copper pieces and no longer wants any money.
You've cured him of his kleptomania. It's a miracle.
He has the perfect amount of money.
Hopefully we've replaced his kleptomania with a desire to murder.
Hopefully.
I mean, you always have to replace one bad habit with another. Okay, so you are at the you're at the front of this cavern. Who would like to walk in?
I'm pretty sure Joe Exotic is going to walk in first.
Okay.
All swagger and no brains. Drew Pinsky is going to be following pretty closely.
China York and Rajani Ferrante will both be heading towards the caverns as well. Doc Antle and Moksha Vivey will be hanging back and hiding in bushes together.
Yeah, we'll only need the marching order for about like the first 4. That seems about right because there's just like a ton of you. Even though the hallway is visible from only one side of the portal, you tread on solid flagstones. The starlight fades as it reaches into this hallway, which dead ends ahead at a stout iron-banded door. jewels or crystals in an odd assortment of star shapes are inscribed on the door.
Joe wants to look to make sure that Carol fucking Baskins and or the PETA people didn't leave him any traps.
Yeah, go ahead and if you're gonna be searching for traps, let's go ahead and have you roll a intellect roll.
15?
Okay. So you look around, you don't see any traps. I mean, again, this all looks like very old construction. Like no traps would have been able to have, you know, kept whatever their whatever trigger mechanism they had for this long. I mean, it looks like it has been centuries. But when you look at the door, you notice something peculiar, that the pattern of gems on the door is a constellation, that this actually matches the like very closely to what the night sky looks like tonight. And in about 2 hours, like as the stars and planets are moving, like you think it would be almost exactly how it looks on the door.
Joe's gonna turn around and say, I think we should wait for the stars to match.
Carol fucking Baskin looks really annoying.
I mean, does Carol want to do anything to the door? Or is she gonna wait?
She's definitely gonna wait, but not because it was Joe's idea.
China York wants to go and examine the door and see if there's any way she can figure out to open it.
No, there's no obvious handle or anything of that nature. I mean, it's definitely a door. Like I mean, you could just try and like force it, but no mechanism that you can see.
She's gonna try and force it.
Okay, go ahead and give me a strength roll.
7.
You're not able to make the door budge.
Yeah, she's weak.
I mean, you could have someone else try.
She's the strongest wife of Doc Antle, so
Okay. Okay, so you all wait around for a few hours then?
Donald Trump wants to Donald Trumpet, the noble, wants
Yeah, we want to
to
confuse that.
Wouldn't
wants
want
to,
anybody thinking that's what you meant.
I'm glad that we're all on the same page here. I'd like to come over here and relieve himself in the bushes and mutter how this is probably the best relief he's ever had.
I mean, he's playing it true to form. I got to give him that.
Maybe that's why I'm so uncomfortable.
It comes too naturally to him.
Doc Antle overhears this and shouts back, "You don't know what the best release feels like."
I
Donald
bet your
Trump.
wives don't either.
Oh!
Once he's done, Donald Trump wants to take Robert aside and talk about the deal that he has seemingly made, that he thinks it is the worst deal in the history of all deals.
So he's about to explain to him the art of the deal.
All right, I'm going to just fast forward the clock 2 hours so we can stop making Donald Trump jokes. You see, I entered this stream assuming that the worst thing that would happen to us were Tiger King jokes, and I was somehow wrong.
Fair
Robert
mistake.
made a deal with someone named China. It was obviously the worst trade deal in the history of trade deals.
Oh my god. All right. So after waiting 2 hours, the stars and planets align to perfectly match the door. The gems in the door light up, and the door, you kind of hear like a soft creak, and the door is now freely swings, so it can be opened. Who would like to go through first?
Joe Exotic earned that right. I'm the smartest motherfucking person in the room.
Joe Exotic actually does feel very smart. Like he's actually been pretty pensive over the past 2 hours. So he's been thinking about like the signs and the stars and like what the meaning behind them might be. And he feels like he might be in tune to like, I don't know, just like, arcane energies of the universe and how like the astral plane influences them.
I'm a fucking wizard.
Maybe.
All right. He wants to go through the portal.
Okay. You walk through. What's going to be the marching order?
His
Carol
China
fucking
goes
Baskin
through.
wants
No,
to
no.
keep him
China goes through second because she needs to provide for Doc Antle.
All right, but Joe's personal physician, Dr. Andrew Pinsky, is going to follow him through.
And Rajana Ferrante will go after that.
You walk through a short hallway and then enter a small room. Across from this room is another stout door. 4 iron statues flank the door, 2 to a side. Each statue depicts a different fighting man in a round iron helmet and thick scaled armor, holding a long spear in a throwing position. All of the spear tips are aimed at the door through which you just entered.
Fuck.
As soon as Joe Exotic walks into the room, the 4 statues all throw their spears, and so we're going to make a
born for
few
this.
attack rolls. Yeah, you are ready. Does a 16 hit?
Yeah.
What's your armor class again?
10.
That's going to be a problem.
I have 1 hit point, bro.
Well, then that's enough. The first spear flies through Joe Exotic's chest and impales him to the wall.
Joe, with his dying breath, says, "That bitch Carol Baskins killed me like she killed her husband."
Carol fucking Baskin rolls her eyes and pulls a bottle of champagne out of her pack and opens it.
I told you he's the first one to die.
I am so glad. And who's right behind Joe?
China York.
Second spear flies over her shoulder. Does 10 hit?
Yeah, it does.
I think China York's adventuring career is over.
It is.
It's alright, there's 2 more.
That's why he has 3 wives.
Exactly.
It's true. And who's
It's
right
hard to run
behind
out.
China York?
Dr. Andrew Pinsky. That hits. But he survives. 'Cause he's a
But he
survivor.
he takes like the spear just like hits him like right in the thigh. He's just looking down at like, oh no!
He's looking down at it like, this spear is only as bad as the flu.
McDreamer would like to rush to the aid of his wounded comrade.
I mean, spears only have like a 2% mortality rate anyway. I'll let you go ahead and update your character's health in the Roll20. So, Aaron, that's a good point. Your profession is healer. However, there is no mechanism by which you can heal people.
Yeah, but he wants to go try and help because that is his proclaimed profession, and he has to live up to the expectations of others.
That's a fair point. Roll an intellect roll for me to see your knowledge of the medicinal arts when it comes to spears.
14.
Well, better than Drew Pinsky. Okay.
Not a real doctor.
Actually a practicing physician. Horrifyingly enough.
Well, you are able to remove the spear from his leg without killing him.
All right.
Congratulations.
McDreamer looks very proud of himself and buys himself a new.
A new what?
So what's that?
He bought himself a new what?
Watch, a new Rolex.
I regret asking.
Wait, if we make him repeat it one more time, it might get better.
Doubt it.
Nope.
Okay, so you are now in this room that has 4 spears just laying around on the ground, which is a hell of a lot better than most of the weapons that you guys are carrying. Also, there are 4 sets of scale mail armor on these 4 statues that look removable and maybe even wearable.
Dr. Andrew Pinsky is definitely going to attempt to get one of the spears and maybe some armor.
He
Earl fucking
succeeds in doing that.
Baskin definitely is gonna attempt to get some armor.
She succeeds at doing that.
Robert Hood would like to knock Carol Baskin over the head and take the armor that she now has.
So I'm gonna have to have you make an attack roll, and Carol's not going to gain the benefit of her armor because she did not have time to don it.
All right.
Daniel's just hoping that we do kill all the Tiger King meme characters off as quickly as possible.
I mean, only if there's a merciful God.
You're going to be
Right.
disappointed.
I know.
Roll 1d20, and then am I adding my strength to this?
You will add your strength, yes.
Okay, 1d20 minus 1.
Are there attacks of opportunity in this game?
There actually aren't.
I feel like a 1 deserves something.
Yeah, but it wasn't a
Well-
natural one, so...
Oh, that's another thing about Dungeon Crawl Classics that I didn't mention before, is that this game, like whoever wrote this game or the group of people who wrote this, are so fucking horny for roll tables. Like you have no idea. Like there are 5 different crit tables that you roll.
What a complete
Like,
change from masks from
Oh, yeah,
last.
those are fun.
It's out of control. There's also a fumble table, which I'm normally not a big fan of. Like I feel like it really imbalances the game and it just is annoying, but the way they do it is hilarious. So, yes, definitely if I forget crit or fumble tables, like remind me that's a thing here and it's very good. But I'll say you whiffed it so hard and so far, like you misjudged your distance that like she didn't even notice that you made a stab.
God
Like there was
damn it.
just like a little bit of a like a breeze. She's like, "Oh, someone must have moved behind me." That's all.
Rajani Ferrante would like to run over and take one of the suits of armor, and she's going to rush back and hand it to Doc Antle.
You do that. Scale mail is going to give you a +4 to your AC,
Whoa.
but it is also going to reduce your movement speed by 5 feet. And you're going to take a your fumble die is going to become a D12. I don't think I gave you a space to write down your fumble die, but figure it out.
No.
And how much damage does
So
the
basically,
spear
the
do?
higher you roll on the fumble table, the worse things are. So if you're wearing like no armor, it's a D4. So like the types of fumbles that you can like get caught up in aren't that terribly bad. The heavier armor you wear, and there's some other things that like it's better gear, but also when you fumble, like things actually become a lot more dangerous. So there's a little bit of give and take when it comes to that.
That's cool. The
These spears are going to be a 1d8 weapon.
shit.
So I think if you had a club or a dagger or anything like that, that would be an upgrade. Some of you already had like spear-like weapons, like the pitchfork.
Rajani Ferrante will also take a spear, and she's also going to pick up the 36 copper that China York had in her bag.
Yeah, what you're gonna realize in this game is that everyone starts out with basically nothing, but it's wealth by attrition, pretty much. Like you're just gonna keep looting the dead, and magically become richer.
Charles would like to attempt to pick up a spear if there's one left.
Who's going first?
Donald Trumpet would like to go first, since
That's right.
obviously is a noble, set an example.
Wartime president.
Uh,
I mean, it's
You're watching
basically a
Carol
war if
Baskin.
you're getting massacred, right?
Yeah,
Kind
that's
of.
exactly what I meant.
Yeah.
What were you talking about?
Donald Trumpet would like to look at Carol Baskin and tell her he is fired. And then he would like to,
So you're opening the door?
I am opening the door.
Of course, the one time that there's a door that is not locked and not trapped, it had to be Donald Trumpet to be the one to open it.
Well,
He
he
opens
didn't
the
go
best
looking for
doors.
traps.
There is no justice in this world. This spacious chamber has marbled floors and a door on each wall. At the far end is a towering granite statue of a barbarian, one hand outstretched, index finger pointed towards you. I should probably turn this guy around. Come on, dude. Yeah. The muscular savage wears animal hides, but his eyes are intelligent, and his engraved neckline sports amulets and charms. A grimoire hangs beside a broadsword on his hip of the 30-foot-tall monument. It's just got that creepy, like the eyes just kind of follow you all the way around.
Donald Trump would like to go in and thank the barbarian statue for recognizing that he is here.
You notice that as you walk in, like if you like walk a little to one side or the other, the hand or like the whole statue like kind of like rotates so that the hand is pointed at you. And as more of you walk into the room, it seems that the hand moves to kind of just point at like the largest group of people.
Johnny Walker wants to walk over to the statue and see if he can reach the grimoire hanging from the belt right aside.
You could try and make a climb check. Give me a well, how do you want to do it? You want to do it like, are you just like kind of using all upper body strength to climb, or are you gonna like try and like jump and
Well, first he was just
parkour
going
your
to
way
walk
up?
over and see how much further up from him it was.
Well, the grimoire is made of stone.
Oh, is it? Okay. But
But
there
yeah,
are jewels
like
and stuff right around his neck.
there are jewels around his neck. Yes.
Okay. Does it look like it'd be easy to climb him?
It would probably take you a while, but it's probably doable.
All right. He would like to ask Jonathan Walker to set the barrel that he's carrying down, and then he would like to get on top of the barrel and use it as a stepping like stool to get a little bit higher to start the climb up the statue.
Wait. He's carrying around a barrel? How
Yeah,
big
he's
is this
carrying-
barrel?
Carrying around a barrel. He made the barrel. There's his precious liquor in the barrel. Of course, he's carrying.
My
Maybe
question
he's-
was, how
maybe
big
he's
is this
rolling it.
barrel?
Wait a
Okay.
minute. So he's carrying around a barrel that is full of liquid.
Yes,
How strong is he?
he's got a strength of 9.
This does not seem plausible.
I don't
I
think
think-
that's right.
I
like
think
it.
what you have, is one of those really, really small, like
Mini
Mr.
cask.
Beer. Yeah, like little mini casks that you get, like the Target, like brew your own beer kits.
Little, like Heineken kegs.
The barrel's all of this big, but Robert still thinks it's a good idea to use it as a step stool.
I mean, that's exactly what it is, a step stool. Yes. Okay.
All right,
Um,
carry on.
As he is beginning to do all that, does everyone just kind of want to watch him and just see what happens, or do you want to start exploring other parts of the dungeon?
Jonathan is
Charles.
actually going to pour a little bit of the liquor out into a little cup and hand it out to everyone and ask them what they think and saying that
While
this
he's
is...
standing on it.
No, after Robin gets off.
Okay.
Elijah Wood is gonna like start like scouting around the edges of the room just to see if there's any rings of power or orcs, traps.
Sting is not glowing, so you think you are clear of orcs for the time being. But since you are kind of looking around, give me a intelligence check.
Smart as hell.
So
The fumble?
I don't think fumble tables work for intelligence checks.
No. It's it whether or not he fumbles and
Elijah-
falls the fuck over.
Elijah Wood's been placed in a mental institution.
I always assumed that'd be Daniel Radcliffe, but here we are.
Well, he got placed there because he thought he was Daniel Radcliffe. That's the problem.
Ooh. I would like to see a movie where Daniel Radcliffe is playing Elijah Wood and Elijah Wood is playing Daniel Radcliffe.
I would probably watch that movie. Yeah.
I'd watch the fuck out of that movie.
I'm the dude disguised as the dude playing the other dude.
Exactly. Except less blackface in my movie.
probably good.
Approximately 0% blackface if you
Oh
measure
my
it on a
God.
percentage scale.
Not even
You
one.
did say approximately though, and that worries.
McDreamer would like to look at what's over on this wall.
It is a door.
He would like to look at the door and see if it looks locked or trapped.
If it looks locked,
Yeah.
see, he wants to look at the door and see. Say that sentence again.
Bro,
Door is
my
shut.
guys are not that smart, alright?
The door is shut. He goes, "Yep, looks locked." Daniel is
Yeah,
so
he does
disappointed
that.
right now.
He does that.
Alright.
That door looks very unlocked and very receptive. But however, as you are looking or walking up to said door, you hear an explosion behind you and screams. And I'm going to need, let's see, I'm going to say this group of 4, right? Nope, you can't scoot back.
Oh, don't try
There's-
and play that game.
Trying to
There's
run
no
away.
take backsies in Dungeon Crawl.
I
classes.
wanted my character to be sprinting towards the door, but it wasn't my turn.
Well, you should have spoken up.
Oh, okay. All right.
Now you're gonna die.
As MC Dream, is that his name?
Dreamer, yeah.
I keep thinking this is like a McDonald's joke or something.
Or like an MC Hammer thing.
I don't get it. Is it like MC Esker? Like I don't.
Just kill him, and then we don't have to worry about it.
Well, unfortunately, this statue shoots at the largest crowd available to it. You see that like a beam of fire shoots out of its finger as MC Dreamer approaches that door. And so I'm going to need all of you to make a reflex save. The 4 of you who are here.
Oh boy.
Is Donald in that group or is he safe?
Unfortunately, Donald is safe.
Carol fucking Baskin might not be fine.
No, actually, all of you were able to jump out of the way as just like that whole area. So I'm just gonna like kind of hop you out here. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, just like an explosion of fire, and so that this whole area is kind of like on fire. It looks like it'll go out soon because it's just stone, but just the intensity of that beam, and you can see like that like energy like bulb at the tip of its finger as it kind of like begins to like drag a little to the left to look at this group, and it begins to recharge.
Oh,
So
God.
Rajani Ferrante is on all fours like a tiger and is bolting towards this door on the left.
okay, now
Like
you're
a
just
tiger,
reaching.
huh?
I hate you.
Where do you want each of your characters to go?
Carol fucking Baskin is running to this corner over here.
Drew's
Okay.
gonna run over to this corner.
Okay.
Donald's gonna run back to where it just fired because he thinks that it won't fire in
That's
the
on
same
fire.
spot twice.
That area is still like you are jumping into the flames.
Oh, I thought that
That
was.
seems counterproductive.
I don't want to get lit on fire. Let me jump into this fire.
Hey, bro,
That's
through
the
the
last
fire and
place the
flames,
fire
man.
will go next.
The fire won't expect it.
Moksha and Doc Antle heard the loud blast and immediately stopped giving each other shoulder rubs.
What?
Because they were so freaked out.
Wait, they were giving each other shoulder rubs like at the
Yeah.
same time?
Well, like they were taking turns, but then they heard the blast and they're like, "Oh, we should like get engaged."
I hate
like,
everything
pay
about your
attention.
character set.
I'm DJ.
You're so hard to love, DJ. For all the things I do for you. Run this nice game,
I know.
set up these beautiful maps that definitely
be
don't
better.
look like shit. This is what I get paid with.
Mhm.
Okay, is anyone running through any of the doors? Or are you all trying to stay within this room?
Rajani's trying to run through this left door.
You run through the door.
Elijah Wood's gonna follow her when it opens, and like he sees that she makes it in.
McDreamer wants to try the door that he's in front of to see if it is in fact.
You already saw that it looked very unlocked.
It
Well,
looked
he
very
wants to-
unlocked,
He wants
very
to open
inviting.
it. He's gonna open the door and be like,
That door is yearning to be opened.
I mean, it looks so exciting.
It's something. We'll say that pretty much at this point the fire is out, but it looks like the finger is just about to go off again, and right now it is pointed at Donald Trumpet.
Is Frank Sinatra fast enough to like run in and to the left and like get out of the way of it?
You think you might,
I'm doing
maybe.
it.
Okay, you do that. And Donald's just gonna keep standing there, huh?
He is, because he is pretty sure that he's now trying to negotiate with the statue, saying how what he's doing is not what he wants to do, and what he should do is what Donald tells him.
Is he just like telling the statue that he's an agent of the deep state and no?
He's like, you're not even gonna go off, lion statue.
The statue is low energy and it fires. Go ahead and give me a reflex save.
21.
Not 20.
The most agile and the fastest that anyone in the town has ever seen their chieftain, mayor, I don't know what title of nobility we have given him. Fastest you've ever seen him move in his life. Like if he could bring that sort of agility and athleticism to the golf course, he would just completely dominate.
Yeah, Moksha and Doc Antle seeing a break with the finger pointing away, they make a break towards the back of the room.
Okay, now when those two walk in, so they're together as a group, right?
Yeah.
Now that there's a group larger than one, the statue begins to track you. And we're going to freeze frame that scenario, that scene for just a second. We're going to go to the right and take a look at what's happening in this crypt. The musty room is clearly a burial chamber. 7 shrouded alcoves hold piles of loose bones. Rusty arms and armor adorn the walls. Beside each alcove, and funeral masks are mounted beneath the loose skulls. So each of these piles of bones looks like the resting place of some barbarian tribesmen. Like they were probably of some rank or of importance to the tribe, because the funeral masks look like there was quite a bit of effort put into them. So they weren't just like peasants or anything like that. The bones begin like rattling, and the skulls are kind of like chattering at you. And like it's like if you deconstructed a skeleton, but it was still trying to like reassemble itself to attack. So they are gonna like very, very slowly begin to shamble towards you, but like you could very easily get away from them if you wanted to. They also look like you could smash them up pretty easily.
Yeah. Dreamer over here would like to like use his club and just crush the skull that's like slowly shambling together at him. He's like, "Oh, fuck you, skull!"
Yeah, Dr. Drew's gonna move to the other side and do some ninja shit with his spear.
Initiative is going to be a agility check.
Oh, Dr. Drew over there.
Also, if you were in a combat where like 2 or more of your level 0 characters were fighting together, you would just roll a single initiative for your whole and take the highest agility modifier in that group, just to kind of simplify things and streamline them. Let's see. Agility is not a sack of bones strong point. Andrew Pinsky, you run up to a pile of bones.
I'm not very good with this spear, but I'm gonna spear this motherfucker. Probably not.
Yeah, that doesn't really do it. MC Dreamer.
I have a vial of holy water, and seeing that this is obviously an undead creature, I would like to throw the holy water onto the skeleton.
Okay, sounds good. Go ahead and roll an attack for me. You can either make it an agility or a strength-based attack.
Oh, I can make it agility. I'd rather do that.
Because I mean, you're throwing it, so I'll let you do agility for that.
Cool. The strength was higher.
Wait,
You could have just
You had a-
changed the modifier.
you smash the holy water and like the vial like right next to the bones, and like a little bit splashes on the bones, and it looks like it burns it a little bit. It takes a little bit of damage, but not
Alright.
much. All right, the bones are then going to snap at you. The first set of bones is going to snap at Andrew Pinsky. That's not going to do it. MC Dreamer.
It does not.
Okay. You all, kind of the rest of you, hear this commotion and this fighting going on inside the chamber. I'll say, with the exception of the 3 who are over here, because they're going to be doing their own thing. Does anyone else want to run in and see what's happening, or do you want to like stay out of it?
Jonathan Walker will join.
Carol fucking Baskin is right outside that door, so yeah, she's definitely interested.
Okay. Nick, go ahead and give me an initiative roll, and we'll just like bring you into the fold here.
Oh, wow.
That's good.
Is it?
It's just initiative, right?
Yeah, because when you go last, right, you really have control over like, yeah, how to set the tone for the next round.
That's what you tell yourself.
Yeah.
That's right.
Totally.
Andrew Pinsky.
He's ready to swing that spear again. Oh yeah, it's a big boy roll.
That's going to be a solid hit. Roll some damage for me.
Oh wait, it's -1 if I add my strength mod, so that's a 2.
Aaron, I'll let you choose between your 2 characters who goes. I mean, they're both going to go one right after the other.
Walker is going to go. Going to try and help the one that looks like attacking his buddy. 10.
10 hits.
1.
There we go. And your second character?
Also going to attack over here.
That will not do it, unfortunately. Andrew, one bites at you,
Oof.
and I
That's not a hit.
assume that is a hit. And it just kind of nibbles on you a little bit. Just
It's like a massage.
feels nice. It's like a violent massage.
Dr. Drew is weirdly turned on, but he explains that these kinds of kinks are totally normal.
Jonathan Walker. He's going to be hit for 2 damage. Carol Baskin, save us all.
Carol fucking Baskin.
Carol fucking Baskin. 8's gonna hit.
Did I hit it?
You hit it.
What did I do? Is it dead?
You cracked a lot of its bones, but it's still like its skull is still chomping at you. But it looks pretty cracked.
I'd like to file a lawsuit against.
I'm gonna spear him again.
Do it again.
It's an 8.
That's gonna hit.
I'm gonna do 1 damage. Really not. I'm not a spear expert. Okay.
But you know what? You're here, and you're participating. I'm glad for that.
I'm on the front lines.
That's right. That's what matters.
McDreamer is going to talk about how it's a beautiful day to save lives as he attacks Skull.
That will not hit.
Johnny Walker is going to be mumbling about how he's working on something called gold and attacks and also miss.
Gold?
Johnny Walker Gold is dog shit.
You heard it here first.
At least
Alex
reference-
isn't afraid to speak the truth.
At least reference blue. I mean, Jesus.
Well, I mean, you can't reference blue and roll a 4.
Good point, actually. That's a representative item for a 4.
This is when he's first getting started, right? Like this was like gold was like his first batch, and he was really cocky. And he's like, "Yeah, this is gonna be the shit," and it ended up being terrible. So like, well, but I already called it gold, so now I gotta think of other random ass colors to call it when I make it better.
How is Robert doing about climbing said statue?
Go ahead and roll either an agility or a strength, depending upon how he's rolling or how he's climbing it.
Okay. Does not matter because they are the fucking modifier.
So just to clarify with
16.
You climb up there and you grab yourself some jewels.
Yeah. Got myself the family jewels.
DJ, if you're asking if I'm about to shoot the statue,
So what I was gonna say is
no need to ask.
they have different speeds that they're running at because one has scale mail. I don't know if
I
that's
have
gonna
a
affect
question
it
though for you, DJ. Who are those two characters?
That's Doc
Would you please
Antle
tell me?
and Masha Bybee.
It is. So, do you think that his wife is going to be anywhere but right next to him, as she has been the whole?
I mean, she is ahead of him, and she needs to give him room.
Do
and
you
if
think
she's
that's what
5
she would
feet
do?
faster,
That doesn't
I'm
seem
not-
consistent with your
listen,
character choices
I'm not.
so far.
I'm not saying that one of them escapes the blast. I'm just saying for Daniel, I don't know what the range is.
All right.
The range is literally every Tiger King reference in fucking sight.
Okay, all right.
Here's the thing. You chose to roll your entire party of characters after a show he actively hates. I knew
Now-
Joe Exotic was going to die.
Well, but that was you killing Joe Exotic. That was you.
Oh, you're not wrong.
That was you using him as a plowshare to just like cut through the muck of this dungeon until it hits something solid and nasty. Now, I mean, I consider myself a pretty impartial DM.
I think we're
references-
testing that tonight, aren't we?
The references alone don't get you killed, but there is a certain level of hubris at which you must be punished.
Okay.
And I'm going to need both of them to make a dex saving throw, or I'm sorry, a reflex saving throw,
Reflex. Okay.
because this is D&D 3rd edition, and that's what we call stuff like that.
So, just so you know, that was Doc Antle's. And that's Moksha Bybee's.
There
How
goes
do you
another
like
life.
that? Oh, did I?
Oh,
You
yeah,
slash
you did.
rolled 1.
Damn.
Wait, no, I didn't.
Yeah. 1d
Oh, it's
slash
1d
20.
slash 20. Okay.
Yeah, it would show the image of the
There you
die.
go.
Well, that's better. That's good. Which wife is this that I'm about to set on fire?
Doesn't
Moksha
matter.
Bybee, the rice farmer,
She will take 5 damage.
she is consumed in flames. So with Doc Antle having seen her just evaporated into dust, can he make a break for this door?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Everyone has like some time now to to like run because you know that the statue takes some time to recharge.
Okay.
Now, those of you like the two guys here who are under the statue, you guys are pretty much safe because it can't point down that far. But everyone else in the room is fair game.
Mikey J wants to see what this is back here. Is this a door that
That
I've
is
seen here?
that is a door.
Mikey J wants to try and open it immediately with no hesitation or searching for any.
We will get to that in a second.
Donald is going to go over here because he doesn't like to be left out of things, and there's the largest group. So obviously something important is happening, and he should definitely be a part of it.
Cat
Fair
is trying
enough.
to run for that door as well.
You all make it in. We'll go ahead and finish up this combat. So, Alex,
Yeah, a 6.
roll that
Shit.
beautiful bean footage. Yeah, you impale it through the eyeball with your spear, and the skull just cracks apart. You hear like a distant echoing like scream almost, like coming from the skull, and like a blue vapor kind of lifts up and then evaporates
Wanna
into
snort
the
it?
air. It doesn't persist for long enough. That makes it Aaron's turn.
Johnny Walker is gonna attack the one right in front of him.
He's gonna keep trying.
He's gonna miss.
Yep,
Dreamer's turn. 8?
8's gonna hit.
Yeah. For 2.
2 is gonna smash its skull wide open.
Mr. Crumpet, looking at his hands, talking about how he's got such long fingers, and other parts of him have been called long as well. And then he's going to attack the skull right in front of him.
Okay,
The best hands.
the best hands. So is he attacking this one then?
Yes.
Okay, he's gonna have to stand next to it. That's gonna hit.
All right. Bam. 8.
And that will smash it in one hit. You also kind of hear that scream, and the blue mist kind of vapor up and then evaporate. The skulls begin to they hop out and begin rolling towards you guys. And one of
Dear
them
Lord.
rolls at the feet of Donald Trumpet and begins biting at his ankles. Will a 9 hit?
No.
Okay.
Doc Antle is just kind of standing just inside the doorway so that he's avoiding the laser blast from the statue because that really freaked him out. And, losing another wife is just devastating to him. And he's going to take out his holy symbol, and he's gonna hold it close, and he's gonna say a little prayer for Moksha, who just died in a tragic fire accident. And then he's gonna take out a small sack that he has with him, which actually has like candy snacks, and he's just gonna start eating, and that's all he's gonna do. It seems like everyone else has this handled.
He's just trying to console himself with
Yeah.
with the Werther's original.
He's lost 2 wives, and he's just gonna have some snacks because he needs some kind of consolation.
I mean, if
He's
that
not-
doesn't
he's
ruin
not in
your
the
day,
right
what will?
mindset. Yeah.
You suck on that Werther's original, and it's delicious.
Well, Carol fucking Baskin wants to take another swing then.
She might also need to move to where the skeletons are.
Yeah, guys. I'm just gonna. I know we all kind of forgot how D&D works, but you do have to be next to the people you are making melee attacks at.
Nah, blood.
Does a 9 hit?
That's gonna be a hit.
Whoops, not what I meant to do.
1d24.
Yeah, I don't think you have a D24 weapon,
No, I do not.
but you know what? You almost got that past me. Like, if no one had said anything, that probably would have just slid right through.
I was the first one to say something.
I'm gonna move up and I'm gonna spear this bitch. Not Carol fucking Baskin, although she's also a bitch. I'm probably not sparing anybody.
You're probably not. But isn't Robert Hood still alive?
He is.
Like, he still has the contract. Like the Faceless Men, like you never know when he will strike, but he will. He will mark his quarry. Aaron, please roll through with the army of characters that you have in this room.
All right. Well, Donald Trumpet is going to obviously turn to the one that's closest to him, and then he's going to just attack it.
That's a nat 20, so you will get to roll on the crit table.
Oh, yeah. What does that mean?
Let us consult the Book of Armaments. Like, y'all, when I said that they were horny for tables, you have no idea. What is Donald Trumpet's luck modifier?
His luck modifier is 0.
Okay. So what you're going to do for the crit table, all level 0 characters have a d4 for their crit, and you're going to roll on table 1. So go ahead and just roll a d4 for me.
4.
Okay. This is weird because you're just swinging at a skeleton, like a skull, but you strike the foe's kneecap, inflicting an additional 1d4 damage with this strike, and the foe suffers a negative 10-foot penalty to speed until healed. So you hit him square in his kneecap, which is on his face. So you roll your normal weapon damage, which you have a longsword, right?
Right, so I got 3 for that.
Right.
And then the 1d4, going to be an additional 1, so I do 4 damage.
Now, your strength is a -1, right?
Yes.
So your strength is a modifier to damage like it is to your attacks.
Okay, so it would be a 3.
So it'll be 3 damage. Okay, but that's still a really solid hit.
Well, Walker's going to come over here and help Crumpet out. 2.
That is not going to do it.
It's a skilled set of hands. Show you how it's done. 5. Well,
That's how it's done.
Doc Antle, after a brief moment of grief, kind of comes back to reality and sees that things are not as in control in this room as he expected. So he's going to work his way over to this skeleton, and he's going to take his staff and try and bop it over the head.
Give me that good old attack roll.
Bop it.
Bop.
Twist it.
Flick it. Flick it. Are we playing Bop It Extreme?
That's a 5.
That will not hit.
I like you chose Flick It, which is the most sexual of the Bop It abilities.
That wasn't Daniel said it. Don't look
Was
at
it?
me. Yeah.
I don't know. Was it?
Must have been.
We did say this was about to get less tasteful.
I don't recall saying that.
I did.
Okay. Something is going to happen, and no one's going to like it. Skeletons are going to... One of them's going to nip at Carol fucking Baskin?
Baskin.
Fast.
Carol fucking Baskin.
Baskin.
Not even close.
Doc Antoine?
Antol.
Doc Antoine. No, I like
I
that.
want it to be
Doc
Doc
Antoine.
I also want to see Doc Antoine.
That's what all his friends call him. And then 2 of them are going to attack Jonathan Walker, the Cooper. Okay.
God.
Oh.
So monsters are also going to roll. Well, actually, yeah, we're gonna have him roll on the crit table.
He's the
That's-
highest AC in my party, and you roll a nat 20. Like, well, shit.
A stunning crack to the forehead. It inflict an additional 1d3 damage with this strike, and the foe falls to the bottom of the initiative order for the next round. And that will be 5 damage.
Well, he has 5 health.
And Jonathan Walker, the Cooper, has been eaten alive by skeletons. And that brings it back to the... Oh, I'm sorry, Nick.
Yeah.
Brings it back to the He's Sorry Nick,
Carol. Me.
which is what his parents named him.
All right. Well, Cat wants to get in on this action, so he puts away his ukulele that he's been carrying in his hands this entire time and pulls out his dagger and slashes, which doesn't seem very effective against the skeleton, but he's going to do it.
You know, we're just gonna let it happen.
Maybe he's got some osteoporosis on the end of that dagger.
He does.
Wow.
What are the odds? Go ahead and roll me an attack. That's gonna hit. Now wait, you said that this is Carol fucking Baskin,
No.
right?
No, this is Cat.
And he has a ukulele?
Nope. No, he does not. I was looking at the wrong character.
Okay. He was he had his crochet that he was working on and he put that aside.
3.
3. That's damage. Boy howdy, let me tell you, that is a non-zero amount of pain inflicted upon
That
this particular
osteoporosis lace dagger.
NPC. You have poisoned him with osteoporosis. In 40 years, he will be brittle enough to fall apart on his own.
Right about the time old age would have taken him anyway.
I just want to know how you make a pile of bones fall more apart.
Well, the answer is osteoporosis.
And emotional trauma.
An emotional trauma and age, apparently.
Well, Carol's going to keep swinging with that club.
If she dies at any point without saying, hey there, all you cool cats and kittens, I'm going to be upset.
That's a hit. Give me some damage. And you smash it to pieces.
Carol pauses to take another sip from that champagne she's been drinking ever since Joe Exotic died.
Alex,
All right. Yeah, 9.
that's going to hit.
But it's pretty ineffective.
Mr. Crumpet is going to attack the skeleton in front of him because he is tired of its presence.
I swear to God, half the time you say that name, you actually say crumpet and not trumpet.
I'm pretty sure you're right.
I say trumpet every time.
This is
So he
recorded.
You can check the recording.
You know
Look
that
at
we're
the
gonna go
doc.
back
Somebody
and
clip-
make a note
Somebody
of
fucking
every
clip
single
this.
time.
You know what? We're clipping it right now. Give me a second. I'll fucking clip it and show
You
you.
could clip it
Editor's
afterwards.
note.
It's gonna sound
Editor's
like
note.
crumpet every time you say it in the recording.
But like every time Aaron's saying, so Donald, and then like a different sounding voice can be like, crumpet.
All right,
over
editor's note, we're going to cut this out
All
of the
of this.
upload. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to make Aaron say crumpet in the YouTube upload every time.
That will not hit.
McDreamer is going to roll 18.
That's going to be a hit.
I'm going to do 3 damage.
All right, this thing's looking pretty messed up.
Doc Antle, he just wants to keep trying to swing his staff. 9.
That's going to hit.
All right.
I need damage, DJ. I need it in my life.
3 damage.
I need big money.
Big 3 damage.
That's a big value of 3. I'll take it. And I guess that makes it the monster's turn. One of them's going to bite back at Doc. They're tired of getting smacked around. That's not gonna work well. Let's have this bad boy roll a fumble. Okay, and it kind of like rolls onto its face, and it will it's trying to right itself up, so it will take a negative on its next attack roll, and then one attacks Donald Trumpet. 11 hit.
That matches my.
Okay, so that will hit for 1 damage.
This one in front of me still alive?
Yes,
I'm going to try and end that.
it's really hurt.
I hit it, and I do
That's-
7.
Oh!
And yeah, it just explodes into dust, and yeah, again you hear the scream and the blue vapor.
We're going to roll Mr. Crumpet at 14
That'll hit,
for 5.
and that will smash it. There is 1 pile of bones remaining.
McDreamer over here is going to attack that pile of bones for 5.
That will not work.
Doc Antle realizes just how dire the situation is also going to attack the bones with an 18.
That will hit.
Swings a staff for 3 damage.
It will bite back at you?
Okay.
No, it won't.
Carol fucking Baskin's gonna come way over here. And she's gonna say, "Hey, all you cool cats and kittens, let's kill the skeleton together." She's gonna swing that club.
Yeah, she is. Give me some damage.
Carol hasn't missed an attack yet.
I mean, let's not get it wrong. She has yet to do well on an attack, but she has always hit.
Cat jumps up here and uses his osteoporosis lace dagger.
It'll get you every time. I think that you used up all the osteoporosis on the other skull.
We'll find out.
I guess we will. That's gonna be a hit.
Looks like there was still a little bit.
There was just enough left to smash it completely to bits. And once the 7th pile of bones is smashed to pieces, and you hear the scream and see the blue vapor, you feel a wind kind of rushing towards the door. You can't really detect what the source of it is or what would be the motive force of such a thing. And you can hear these voices in a different language, yelling something. It sounds like they're excited, and then it just kind of trails off into the distance.
Donald Crumpet would like to loot the corpse of his fallen comrade.
You may.
Doc Antle's gonna search the room.
What you find that there's a whole bunch of weapons, because again, this was a warrior's burial chamber. Most of them are no good, but you do find a hand axe, a battle axe, and a set of chainmail.
What's the difference between a hand axe and a battle axe?
A hand axe is a...
One is for hands. One is for battles.
Well, there you go. A battle axe is a two-handed weapon.
Okay.
It does 1d10 damage. A hand axe will be a single-handed weapon. It is throwable, and it is 1d6 damage.
Doc Antle picks up the battle axe.
Both of these are still pretty rusty and notched, and so they will take a -1 to their damage rolls. Also, when you are holding a two-handed weapon, instead of rolling a d20, you are going to take a dice downgrade, and you will roll a d16 for your initiative. Does anyone want to take the hand axe?
Carol fucking Baskin does.
She picks up a hand axe. Okay, let's go ahead and move over to the scene taking place on the west side of the room. I assume you're walking down the hallway?
Charles had run in here to escape the statue, and I basically just walked in. I don't know what's...
Well, you can hear them singing "Do up diddy dee dum diddy do."
Is that canon?
It is now, yes. You can hear the siren song of "Do Up Do Diddy Do" coming from down the hallway, and it is an irresistible tune. All the kids love it, and you must be closer to its source.
Then I do everything I can to find the source and get closer to it.
Well, fortunately for you, that only requires using your legs to walk.
That is fortunate. That's something I'm capable of.
It's something you do quite well, and you find yourself in a, again, not a very large chamber. A wide stone throne faces you from the center of this square room. The walls are hung with primitive clay tablets, head high and inscribed with strange symbols. Each tablet is a few feet wide, and there are dozens hanging on the four walls. However, your attention is riveted to the enormous snake that has crawled out from behind the throne. It is ringed in crimson bands the color of hellfire and has a demonic horn in the center of its fanged head.
Charles
Unicorn snake?
immediately wants to brandish the spear and attempt to attack.
All right, we just hop right into it. Roll me that initiative.
I just now realized that your Roll20 name is not just Doc Antle, it's Doc Antle and the lady.
Terrible. Nick also didn't pay attention when I asked for initiative rolls.
Yeah, I did. I rolled an 8. That was the first thing I rolled. It was just lumped up there with my other rolls. That 1d20 minus.
Okay. I'm sorry. I mean, I'm not, but here you already got your one sorry for the night, Nick. The snake hisses and speaks in a sibilant hiss. I am Cicerak, and you intrude on my guardianship. And then it strikes at who's the first person? Is this Charles?
Charles.
Oh, Charles.
Oh, Charles.
Oh, Charles. Charles, it never had to be like this. Oh, but it did.
Oh, God.
Oh,
No,
Lord.
maybe he's got higher than a 17.
Let's see. Let me check. Yeah, that hits.
Does he have more than 6 health?
Well, let me reference my character sheet and look at the 1 that I have on my health box.
Yeah, you just get bit right on your upper shoulder, and just like demonic venom gets pumped into you, and your skin just begins to turn like black and charred, and like Charles's screams are just like blood curdling. Everyone in this dungeon is able to hear it. So I will say whoever wants to run towards that, you can join in the next round of combat. Actually, 2 rounds. We'll say 2 rounds of combat.
Donald would like to run towards it. Robert's climbing down the statue at this point.
Aaron, the gems that Robert collected are worth 10 gold.
So I have a question. If everyone's
No.
running, is the statue just not going to care that we're all running?
You're running fast enough, it's not really able to track. Like, it moves pretty slowly.
Nice try, you fucking snitch.
If my wife has
I'm
to
looking
burn,
out
then
for
so do
my
the
one
rest of
other
you.
character that has to run through this room.
That makes it Alex's turn.
Elijah Wood is going to be the first one to run up. He's had enough of this, and he's going to slap a snake with his club.
Please do so.
All right, 3 damage.
That's damage.
Francis Sinatra is going to sing a tune while he runs up, and he's going to stab this thing. Nat 20.
Very good. I'm going to need you to roll me a d4 and
One.
add your luck modifier.
1.
Okay. You'll do an additional 1d3 damage.
Ooh, baby, 7.
Okay. And who was that? That was
Francis Sinatra, Sr.
all right. Yeah, this snake looks very, very hurt now.
Rajani Ferrante is going to run up to the giant serpent and is going to try and soothe it. And she's just going to say, "Oh, what a magnificent snake! A serpent lord! I just want to serve you and be with you." Try and just calm it or convince it to leave her alone.
Give me a personality roll.
11.
It kind of like glances at you, and it doesn't seem to be actively hostile towards you.
She turns back to the group and is trying to stop everyone from attacking it.
Give me another personality.
It had to be pretty fucking strong because 2 of my characters watched it turn somebody's skin fucking black.
And I'm gonna need everyone else for their group to roll.
Don't worry about it. It's a
The
2.
And the demon slaying continues.
Also, Carol fucking Baskin has absolutely no respect for her
Fair
Good
enough.
point.
or any
It's
of
like disadvantage in
Doc
5e.
Antle's group.
Doc Ansel didn't even understand what was happening. He's just now arriving. in the hallway. He's just now getting to the scene. He didn't hear this happen, so he doesn't know.
Aaron, give me an initiative roll. We'll go ahead and pull you in at the end of this round. The snake is going to snap at. Remind me who this is again?
Frank Sinatra.
Well, an 8 hit.
No.
All right. That makes it Alex. Your turn.
He really didn't appreciate that kind of display from this piece of shit. That's extra 17.
Okay. That will still hit.
And he just stabs a bitch for 0 damage.
We'll say it does a minimum of 1.
Elijah Wood's inspired by his friend's courage and not ones it so he can fumble.
Yeah, dog. I'm gonna need you to roll a 1d4. Or wait, is he wearing armor?
No, he's not.
Okay, roll a d4. Your weapon is damaged. The weapon can be repaired with 10 minutes of work, but it's useless for now. And what weapon did you have?
I had a club.
Yeah, we'll just repair just like a dumb piece of wood so it's usable again as a bludgeoning weapon.
I would assume my club just like broke in half. We'll just call that good because I'm not going to repair a club. But I do
Fair
have a
enough.
small hammer in my bag. Would that be usable as like a bludgeoning weapon of some sort?
I'd say you could probably call that a club.
Fuck yeah.
Well, what's his profession? Like, is this like an archaeology hammer or is this like
He's
a
a
ball peen
vagrant.
hammer? I don't know why he has a hammer
It's a
then.
construction hammer for building his little lean-to.
He has to just hammer that one pole. Okay, so he's carrying around a rubber mallet is what he's doing.
Yeah,
So
sure.
it will be it'll do 1d3 damage.
I'm here for it.
I mean, if you can bludgeon a demon to death with a rubber mallet, I will level you up to be a level 1 cleric right now.
I would be impressed.
The demon snake is going to snap at Elijah Wood. 1 damage, it's just like a little like slice
Like a love
on the
slice.
fang.
All right. That feels like it took roughly 1/3 of my life force.
It feels about like that. And Alex, just unleash hell on it.
All right. Well, Elijah's had enough, and he breaks out his ball peen hammer, and
Oh, it's a rubber mallet.
his rubber mallet. And I think that's a hit.
That's a hit.
And he just smashes this thing for 3 damage with a hammer.
Which you feel like is the maximum amount of damage you could have inflicted with such an implement.
I'm really impressed with the amount of damage my trusty mallet is doing here.
You see, that's why I only watch the extended editions of Lord of the Rings, so you can see that one scene where Sam and Frodo capture an orc and just beat him to death with their hammers that they use to pitch their tents.
I don't even know
Hey, man, you
if
gotta-
that's in there.
Gotta use what you got.
I mean, that's like 25 hours worth of movies, so it's probably there at some point.
Now is going to stab it. Probably not.
Probably not. Do you have any other characters, or?
No, those are my 2 extremely ineffective characters.
But they got to be ineffective together.
That's right.
And that's what T-Work's all about. Aaron.
Oh, wait.
Oh,
I'm sorry. I did have a 3rd character who was running up. Is this the round he's able to...
Yeah, this is the round they come in.
Okay, I'm sorry. So then, yeah, Dr. Drupinski's here. And he's ready to fuck up a snake. Stabs at it with a spear.
$5.
It's a 10?
That's not going to hit.
Blast. And stuff.
Foiled again!
Is Donald Crumpet now standing on top of the snake?
Donald Trumpet is not on top of it.
You almost got him. That was good.
What's the name that he doesn't want to say?
You guys think I'm saying crumpet, and I'm saying trumpet.
There you go, Nick. There's the sample of him saying crumpet.
Thank you so much. I was gonna create it, but that makes it so much easier.
Oh my god! I just walked right into that. Handed it to you on a silver friggin' platter. All right, whatever. It's my turn.
Yes.
Okay. So Donald Trumpet is attacking the 4 or
He
5.
doesn't know anymore.
It's like, what letter do I start with? God, anything but C. Just pick one out. K. No, fuck.
Rumpet.
It's a QU sound.
Quumpet.
Now he just has a speech impediment.
Donald Crumpet.
To Wumpet.
Okay, anyway, Donald missed it. Now it's going to be McDreamy over here. And he also misses. I am utterly useless.
True.
Yeah,
one's
nobody
disagreeing.
like come to my defense there. Shit.
Nick.
I think you mean Carol fucking Baskin. who's right
That's exactly what I
hand
meant.
axe that she picked up.
It's gonna be a no for me, dog.
No.
There are exactly 2 characters who've actually done anything to this. And they've been here the whole time.
All right. Cat is gonna take out his osteoporosis lace dagger, which isn't relevant anymore, but he's still and take a slash. Probably also a no.
So Doc Antle finally runs up and sees what the rest of the group is encountering, and he sees Rajani just being stupid.
She's trying to fuck a snake.
Yeah, she's trying to do something with Snake, and he's not about that. And he can see her trying to like comfort it or something. He's gonna run up and like shove her out of the way, and he's gonna attack the snake.
Ooh.
There it is.
I like that approach too. Just
A critical hit with a two-handed weapon. So I'm gonna need
Yeah.
you to roll a D4 plus your luck modifier for me.
Okay.
It's a stunning crack to the forehead. You'll inflict an additional 1d3 damage with this strike, and the foe falls to the bottom of the initiative count for next round. Which is good, because he's at the top of the order.
So that's 8 damage.
And you decapitate the snake.
That's right. Doc Antle in the house.
how nice of you to finally matter.
Shit,
Ow.
son.
Pulling no punches over here.
Wow. Hey, at least I deliver, okay? Don't talk about my wives.
I don't know if you can really say plural anymore at this
Yeah,
point in the
number of
dungeon.
Wives is starting to get a little slim.
Yeah,
Unlike
don't you only
Doc
have
Antle.
one left?
I'm just Doc Antle and the lady now.
What's funny is that I had considered like attacking her for trying to fuck the snake and killing his partner, and now that I know that it's like his only, I've decided to
Oh, you let
do
it go.
that. And
Oh,
so
okay.
Frank Sinatra attacked the wife.
Okay.
That's definitely a change in tack that you took there.
Frank Sinatra's going to see if there's anything to take off the snake.
It looks like you could probably remove his horn. That definitely looks like a thing.
I'm going to
Yeah,
do that.
Donald would like to look around the room.
Who was taking the horn?
Frank Sinatra.
Doc
Okay.
Antle's gonna take some of the snake skin to make some boots.
You may do that. As soon as you pull the horn out from the head of the snake, Frank, you begin to like hear like these whispers, like way like almost like it like someone's talking in the other room. Like you actually barely even think about it. That's just like, huh, wasn't hearing. It must be Rob or somebody in the other room. And you put the horn away. Donald, as you look around the room, you take a look at these stone tablets. They tell the story of an alien race that came from the stars long ago to bring magical implements to a barbarian tribe, who in turn conquered many lands with their new powers. It looks like the aliens will return when the stars are right. There's a whole lot of other, like, less significant events that are foretold in these tablets, like, droughts, plagues, the birth and death of kings, that sort of thing, kind of petty stuff. As you make your way around the room, you see that actually there was a door here. It was just like open, and so you didn't really think about it too much. But when you take the door and you like begin to close it, you see that there's like a mirror hanging on the back of it. This mirror shows a night sky. Like it's not necessarily a mirror, it kind of looks more like a window. Um and so yeah, it's just this cold night sky. And like when you look at it, you don't really feel that there's like a barrier, like there's glass or anything. It looks like you could actually reach out into it.
Rajani goes over and reaches into it.
It feels very cold, but you can, when you withdraw your hand, I mean,
Can she step through?
she can step through.
She steps through.
She steps through, and she begins to float away slowly into the empty, cold void of space, and soon suffocates. Onto her frozen corpse.
Did
It's
that just
just-
actually happen?
Just like a speck in this great cosmic expanse until none of the other villagers can see her anymore.
Doc Antel's like, Rajani, baby, where you going?
Go to her.
Oh my god.
Elisha would. Dr. Drew actually wants to see if the mirror is like secured to the wall.
It is.
Would it be?
You could try and take it off, but you would take some manhandling.
I'm gonna try it.
Roll a strength roll for me.
9.
You're able to remove it from the wall.
With it off the wall, you still see the stars through it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna carry it.
Whatever this portal is. Now, I will say it's almost like a full height mirror, so it's very unwieldy to carry with you. Like if you wanted to carry it through the rest of the dungeon, but you could definitely like set it someplace and pick it up later.
My plan is to like move it along with us as we move.
Okay.
Because I feel like if we get to like a worse place in this dungeon, I'm throwing this bitch on the floor and using it as a trap.
Fair enough. Okay. Mark it in your inventory. You have one mirror portal to the void. You do find yourself like whenever like you're all just kind of standing around or waiting for something, you feel yourself drawn to not to like walk into the portal, but like look at the portal and study those stars. The night sky in that portal looks very alien, very different than what the night sky looks like in your world.
Robert is not actually sure how to get down from the statue.
That's a problem he's gonna have to figure out later.
I mean, gravity does most of the work for you anyway.
That's right.
Also, we didn't talk about it too much, but there's also we'll introduce the concept of like using luck to improve your rolls, which we didn't talk about too much this session. I kind of forgot to mention it, but we'll do that. We'll finish out the module and then just kind of give our thoughts on the game. But yeah, it's wild, it's chaotic. Don't get attached to any of your characters. There's a lot of death, crazy stuff happening.
Expect
And
everyone
Definitely a
to
lot of
die.
death.
Yeah,
expect just everybody dies.
we have now 6 dead characters in a session. Compared to
I think we have more dead characters than we have alive characters.
No, we started with
No.
16.
But that's the DCC, like that's the draw kind of, right? It's like this chaotic, like fun, but don't grow attached.
Right.
It's chaotic. It can be silly. You've obviously seen like the ways you can manipulate it to just make it ridiculous, and that's why I love it.
It kind of lends itself to like the reason we all have like meme character names is because it kind of lends itself to like hilarious gameplay for us.
Oh, 100%.
Like, this isn't like I don't know that this setting is necessarily, at least at level 0, like the setting for like your strong RP.
No, I mean
No,
you would, but it would feel weird.
but what it does, it gives you a very raw backstory that if you when you do live through this, right, you had people dying right alongside you, and if you want to say that maybe one of their deaths inspired you, like maybe you were the coward that hid in the back, but the guy who charged forward with his spear right in the chest of the demon and saved you, but got killed in the process, maybe that inspired you to become brave, right?
Yeah.
So there's like
Maybe
all sorts of things you can do with this.
Yeah, Doc Antle really inspired everyone who died in that room, I think.
Yeah.
I mean, Doc
Because
Antle
Did
he
he, though?
slayed the demon.
Doc Antle it has inspired me to die at the end of this stream.
It could lend itself to something like that for backstory creation. Absolutely. I just think you do need to realize, like, if you put in work into anything like about a character before the session, they're
Yeah.
probably going to die.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we'll give a full review after the second session, kind of our thoughts on the game system and our past experiences with it. We have more experience with DCC than we do a platform like Masks. So we'll have some thoughts to offer after our next session. Daniel, you want to take us out?
Yeah, sure. Well, if you are watching this on Twitch, we would love for you to follow us here. If you're watching on YouTube, like the video, subscribe it, hit that other weird bell button that's like subscribe, but like no, I really mean it. All that stuff you do on the YouTubes. Follow us on Twitter at Dank Delves. We are going to be streaming every Wednesday at 8 a.m. with like games, but also on other nights of the week, as we feel like it with other stuff. Like this Friday, I'm going to be doing a walkthrough of Incarnate, the map making software, and DJ and Alex are going to be the peanut gallery tossing me ideas of stuff to make, and I'm just going to be fucking around and showing the tool, and we'll just have some fun with it, and we'll make a we will show you the world. That's what I'm trying to say.
And when you said we're going to be live every Wednesday at 8 a.m., you meant PM.
Did I didn't even know I quantified it with an AM or a PM. Yes, we will.
did.
If you are watching us in Ho Chi Minh City, we will be live at 8 a.m. No, 8 p.m. Central Time. Yes. Or if that changes, we will try and update all the text below this video and or say something on our Twitter page or our Twitter. So follow us there. That's where we do most of our communication.
Sounds good.
Crumpet